The understanding of angels, those splendid and mysterious entities, calls us to delve into the depths of divine wisdom transcribed in the immortal pages of the Bible. This journey of discovery not only challenges our superficial perception, but also invites us to contemplate the magnitude of a celestial plan, skillfully woven by the Creator. Let us begin our exploration with the eloquent testimony of Hebrews 12:22, a verse that reveals the existence of an innumerable assembly, the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and myriads of angels. This verse not only demystifies but also expands our understanding of angels, positioning them as members of a celestial reality where they coexist in divine harmony, serving purposes that transcend mere message transmission. This revelation shakes the foundations of a belief deeply rooted in popular culture, which portrays angels merely as divine messengers, endowed with white wings and halos. However, the Holy Scriptures lead us to a deeper understanding, where angels are beings of light, created before humanity, with purposes that reflect the mysteries of the divine. A misconception frequently encountered and deserving correction is the belief that angels are spirits of deceased individuals returning to earth. This concept, far from the truth revealed by the Scriptures, is categorically refuted. The Bible, in its wisdom, establishes a clear distinction between celestial beings and human spirits. The book of Psalms, chapter 8, verse 5, enlightens us with the revelation that "You have made him a little lower than the angels," a passage that underscores our ontological difference and distinct purpose. The Bible narrative, rich in events and characters, presents us with episodes that highlight the unique role of angels. The emblematic moment in Genesis 3:24, for example, tells us about the presence of a guardian angel armed with a flaming sword, watching over the Garden of Eden after the fall of Adam and Eve. This episode not only marks a critical moment in human history, but also underscores the protective and executive function of angels assigned to divine decrees. Matthew 22:30 clarifies the existential state of angels, stating that in the resurrection, people neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven. This passage reaffirms the unique nature of angels, unlinking them from human practices and institutions such as marriage, inviting us to reflect on their transcendence and purity. At the dawn of creation, before time as we know it was woven into the dimensions of space, angels already moved through the cosmos, shining like jewels in God's crown. These beings, imbued with power and majesty, occupied their place in the celestial vastness, serving the Creator with unwavering loyalty. This state of worship and service is masterfully captured in Psalm 103:20, where it is declared, "Bless the Lord, you his angels, mighty in strength, who perform his word, obeying the voice of his word." Here we glimpse the essence of angelic existence, limitless devotion to the divine, manifested through tireless zeal in fulfilling every decree emanating from the throne of God. Within this celestial realm, order and structure prevail. There are hierarchies that delineate the functionality and purpose of these celestial beings. The seraphim, described in Isaiah 6. Two as beings with 6 wings, flying around the throne of God, proclaiming his holiness, and the cherubim, portrayed in Psalm 80. 1. Positioned above the Ark of the Covenant, symbolizing divine presence, are examples of the multifaceted tapestry of the celestial court. These biblical descriptions offer us a glimpse of the complexity and majesty of angelic service, showing that their mission transcends heaven, reaching also the earth. where they act as messengers and protectors of humanity. The Bible, it's packed with angelic interactions, where the heavens and earth be colliding all the time. Check it, out of the whole heavenly crew. Only a few angels get named, showing how massive and mysterious these beings are. Lucifer, the Lightbringer, he's maybe the most notorious, his story a big reminder of how even the highest can fall. Isaiah 14:12 mourns his rebellion and fall, a tale of pride and defiance. How you fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn, how you're cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations low. Before his fall, Lucifer was like the top angel, super beautiful and wise. Ezekiel 28:12. 17 paints him as decked out in bling, an anointed cherub chilling on God's holy mountain. His job was to reflect God's light and glory, but he went off track, craving to be above his creator. Lucifer's tragedy is a warning about the dangers of pride and unchecked ambition, showing that even in heaven, obedience and humility before God are key. In the celestial saga of the Bible, Michael, the archangel, stands tall with unwavering dignity, shining like a beacon of divine strength and justice. Known up there as the chief angel or prince of angels, Michael goes beyond titles, embodying the role of a tireless leader and heavenly strategist, his presence signaling a divine smackdown on the dark forces. The Bible's rich in symbols and lessons, portraying Michael as a key player in spiritual battles, defending God's kingdom and the divine principles behind creation. His appearances in the scriptures are all about struggle and showdowns, where he's called upon as a shield of protection and a herald of heavenly victory. Among the many tales that showcase his bravery and commitment to divine order, one standout is the story in the book of Daniel, where Michael's described as the great prince who defends God's people. Likewise, in the book of Revelation, there's this epic showdown in heaven, where Michael and his angels duke it out with the dragon, representing pure evil, securing victory for light over darkness. So Archangel Michael ain't just decked out in heavenly battle gear. He's the embodiment of God's justice, wielding not just weapons, but divine truth itself. His armor shines with the light of justice and holiness, reflecting the never-fading glow of divine love. In his hand, the sword ain't just a tool of war, but a symbol of God's word, sharp and precise, cutting through lies and revealing truth, light from darkness. Michael, the warrior archangel, ain't bound by time or era. His influence stretches from back then to now and beyond, into the eschatological events awaiting creation. He embodies the eternal hope that in our spiritual battles we ain't alone. His image, filled with courage and faith, reminds us that under divine protection, justice will prevail and adversaries will be overcome. So the majestic figure of Michael, the archangel, ain't just a symbol of strength and protection, but a living testament to God's promise of support and ultimate victory over evil. In times of challenge and uncertainty, remembering his steadfastness and loyalty to the Creator inspires us to persevere in faith, strengthened by the certainty that by our side march the heavenly sentinels, led by the valorous Michael, guardian of celestial order and defender of creation against the shadows of iniquity. In our journey through the Bible stories, we've come to a super important point in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. Here we see Michael, who is one of the main angels, rising up to protect the people. This part of the Bible shows us that Michael isn't just a brave fighter, he's also like a guardian who takes care of people. When the Bible says he watches over the sons of your people, it means his role is more than just fighting. It's also about caring for and protecting people. Michael also appears in another part of the Bible, in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. Here, Paul tells about a super powerful moment when the Lord returns, and those who believe in him will meet him. In this scene, Michael's voice, the angels, is part of a grand call that happens. This shows how important he is in God's plans. We see Michael again in the book of Revelation, chapters 12, verses 7-9, where a great battle takes place in heaven. Michael and his angels fight against the devil and his followers. Pride, which is what made the devil turn against God, is the same reason that leads him to fight this battle that was already lost from the beginning. But Michael and his angels win, and the devil is thrown out of heaven. This all shows us how the struggle between good and evil is great. But it also shows that good, in the end, always wins. Pride often leads people to do bad things and to fall. But in the Bible stories, Michael shows how the strength of good is powerful, especially when facing evil. When the devil tried to do what was wrong, Michael was there to fight against him and ensure he didn't succeed. In a particularly striking story from the Bible, we have Daniel, a man who prayed with much faith and hope. For 21 days, he prayed without ceasing, seeking answers from God. But something incredible happened in heaven because of these prayers. The angel who was coming to bring the answer to Daniel encountered a great obstacle. The Prince of Persia, a dark and powerful force, was blocking the way. The situation was tough, until Michael, one of the main angels, came to help. In Daniel chapter 10, verses 12-13, the angel tells Daniel, "Do not be afraid, Daniel. Since the first day you began to pray, God heard you. I was coming with the answer, but the Prince of Persia blocked me. Then Michael came to help me, and I managed to reach you." This story shows how powerful Michael is and how he helps in very big battles in heaven. Another interesting story is told in the book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 9, where Michael confronts the devil in a discussion about the body of Moses. Michael didn't fight or argue back. He simply said, "The Lord rebuke you." This shows how strong Michael is, but also how he knows when to use God's authority instead of fighting. These stories highlight that Michael is a true warrior of God. He's mentioned as an archangel, which means he holds a very high position among the angels, almost like a general of the heavenly army. And in Revelation chapter 12, verses 7-9, it's not just Michael who fights against the devil. He leads a whole army of angels in this battle, showing that he is a natural leader. In the Bible, we also know Gabriel, another very important angel. He is the messenger who brought the news to Mary about the birth of Jesus. Gabriel appears at key moments, bringing messages from God to people. Unlike Michael, who is more seen in battles, Gabriel brings important news and messages. Michael and Gabriel, therefore, have very different roles. Michael is like the great protector, the defender of God's people, always ready for battle. Gabriel, on the other hand, is the bearer of good news, the one who brings hope and joy with his messages. Both are essential and show the diversity of tasks that angels perform according to God's will. On a day that would be marked in history, described in Luke chapter 1, Zechariah had an unforgettable experience. While fulfilling his duties in the temple before the altar of incense, he was surprised by the appearance of an angel of the Lord. This presence was not just any, but that of Gabriel, the messenger angel entrusted with delivering divine news. Gabriel brought Zechariah a message that would forever change his life and that of his wife Elizabeth. Against all odds, due to the couple's advanced age, they would have a son. Zechariah, taken aback by surprise and doubt, questioned Gabriel about how this could be possible. Gabriel then responded with authority and a bit of mystery, revealing his celestial position and announcing that Zechariah would be mute until the promise was fulfilled, all as a consequence of his disbelief. This encounter between Zechariah and Gabriel is not just an account of a miracle. It teaches about the importance of faith and the need to trust in promises coming from heaven. Zechariah's muteness acted as a visible sign of the reality and certainty of Gabriel's words. Gabriel doesn't only appear in moments of announcing miraculous births. He is a constant presence at key points in the biblical narrative, such as when he announces to Mary the arrival of Jesus, marking a before and after in human history. Gabriel is portrayed as a divine messenger, bearer of news that brings hope, change, and fulfillment of divine purpose. However, the popular image of Gabriel as a gentle angel contrasts deeply with the reactions of those who encountered him. Zechariah, Mary, and even Daniel, in another account, react with fear and disturbance in the presence of his imposing figure. Each encounter with Gabriel is a moment of deep respect and reverence, reflecting the magnitude of the divine. Gabriel, then, is not just a messenger, but an ambassador from heaven, whose presence demands reverence and whose words carry the weight of divine authority. Through these stories, we realize that angels, and particularly Gabriel, are not simply messengers. They are direct representatives of God, bringing messages that have the power to alter the course of history and people's lives in fundamental ways. Each appearance of Gabriel is a reminder of God's care, intervention, and constant presence in human history. In exploring the angelic narratives of the Bible, we encounter an intriguing and less talked about figure, Abaddon, also known as Apollyon. This entity is introduced in the pages of Revelation, a book filled with symbols and visions that challenge our understanding. Abaddon makes his appearance in Revelation chapter 9, verse 11, described in a way that arouses curiosity. They had as king over them the angel of the abyss, whose name in Hebrew is Abaddon and in Greek is Apollyon. This quotation tells us that Abaddon is not just an angel, but a king who rules over an army of locusts that emerge from a deep abyss. The exact nature of Abaddon is a topic of debate among scholars and theologians. Some see him as a manifestation of Satan himself, while others, considering texts like Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, interpret him as one of the princes or spiritual forces under Satan's command. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Therefore, Abaddon could be one of these powerful entities. The name Abaddon means destruction or destroying angel, an evocative and symbolic nomenclature. He is depicted as the guardian of the abyss, a place of darkness and terror from which, according to prophecy, terrifying creatures will emerge in the last days. The figure of Abaddon introduces us to a darker and more complex dimension of the spiritual world, contrasting with the better-known and celebrated angels like Michael and Gabriel. He represents the most fearsome side of spirituality, with powers and responsibilities that transcend human understanding. Reflecting on Abaddon and the various angelic representations in the scriptures, we are invited to deepen our understanding of the spiritual realm and its impact on the physical world and human history. The journey through angelic narratives is rich and multidimensional, offering insights into the celestial order, the cosmic conflict between good and evil, and the role of spiritual beings in the divine plan. This journey through angelic stories is just the beginning of a broader and deeper exploration of biblical mysteries. I encourage you to continue this journey, deepening your knowledge and understanding of the spiritual realities that shape our existence and destiny. Now, I challenge you, don't just scratch the surface. There's an ocean of knowledge and revelations waiting for you, just a click away. Will you ignore this chance, or will you dive headfirst into this spiritual adventure with us? Subscribe now to our channel. Don't forget to leave your comment along with a like. Every video we release is a key to unlocking ancient secrets, offering insights and wisdom that can transform your life. Don't miss this opportunity.